Hello all, this is Dr. Dheeraj Masapu. I'm a consultant anesthesiologist and this video is about, I know most of you have taken your seats in many private medical colleges and government medical colleges and corporate hospitals, and now after going there, you would be meeting your HODs and other professors, or in corporate hospital you would be meeting your consultants and senior consultants. So how to behave with them? Okay, it is not so easy because they're very much seniors to you, and there are different types of people you would be seeing. So what I made is, I made a list of 10 different types of people you would be meeting there. Okay, and each type of person requires one type of behavior. Okay, if you're smart, then I think you'll follow this video and try to understand how to modify or adapt in that particular situation. And if you adapt, it's good for you. Your stay will be comfortable, and they will give you a lot of chances, and they'll teach you, and there won't be much irritation for you during the stay. At the same time, I'm not trying to insult any professor or HOD. The reason I'm doing this video is to benefit the students to grow in a particular organization than focusing on all the politics and all these things which are in the particular organization. So their focus should be on developing skills and growing. So for that, they need to understand what type of people they are working with. For that intention, I made this video. I know the intention of every HOD and every professor is to teach the student only, but they do it in a different way. Okay, I don't blame anybody for that. So the intention is very clear. It is to tell students how to behave with people, and also at the same time grow. Okay, let's start the video without much time waste. So there are 10 different types of styles HODs use to teach students. The first one is the negative reinforcement style. Pretty straightforward. Negative reinforcement style is scolding the postgraduates, and then almost like insulting in the rounds and all that they do. In anesthesia particularly, they will if you do any procedure wrong, they might scold you, or in the class if you're not answering, they'll scold you. So why they do that is to obviously to so that you become very serious towards your post graduation and you'll start reading. That is the intention. So how to deal this kind of HODs? So to deal this kind of HODs, what I would do is, if I'm in your place, surrender to them, and then there is no wrong in surrendering because he is your guru. Okay, you surrender to them. You just follow what they're telling. Blindly you follow them because they're your seniors, and they are going to take care of you. So that is a very simple way. Leave all your ego and all your built up egos and everything in home, and come to hospital with a plain mind and just surrender and do whatever they say. Okay, this is straightforward matter. It's very easy to deal these people. Okay, we'll go to the more tougher people in the different next upcoming video. Okay, the second variety of HODs are positive reinforcement types. So if you are stuck with such kind of HOD, you are the most luckiest person on the planet Earth. Okay, so they actually praise the students, and they give gifts if you answer well during your classes, and so I had the fortune to work with some people like that. And you should be very lucky if such kind of people are there. Very rare, because positive reinforcement requires a lot of energy and a lot of time they have spent and all that. So if somebody is there like that, you're lucky. Don't maintain a very healthy relation with them and a close relationship, and they'll help you build your skills. Okay, at the same time, don't take lenience that they're given to you and utilize it. Okay, they're coming late for the classes, coming late for your work and all that. Just because they're not telling anything, don't take lenience. You just make sure they be in the positive reinforcement style. If you take advantage of that, they might get converted to negative reinforcement style because of your behavior. Okay, so don't do that. So third variety is the cunning variety. Cunning variety is they usually praise you in front of everyone, but behind the screen they will be different. So these kind of people are also there. So very difficult to deal, and how to deal this variety is, and there is, because it's very difficult to deal, you need to put in a lot of hard work and prove yourself, and always they try to find negatives in what you do, and they don't talk straight to you, they'll be telling behind you. So you have to consistently work hard, and if you can impress such kind of a person, you are the greatest person on the earth, and your target should be in such a way that you should impress even them. Even they should come to you and they should tell that you are the best student they ever had. Okay, so that is how you have to deal. Here, there is here you have to extremely work very hard and study and finish all the tasks in time, and then maybe they'll get convinced. So let's go to the fourth variety. Fourth variety is the silent types. So the many HODs are very silent. They don't talk to you. So they'll just come, they mind their business, they ignore you, and they don't care about you basically. And they're too introverted types, and many people like that. So with them, you don't have any problem with them because they don't scold you. At the same time, the problem that's really happening to you is they're not teaching you also at the same time. Because see, even the negative reinforcement style is better than this because they actually consider you. They scold you and they try to actually teach you something. Here, it's not bothered totally. So these are the most dangerous types. So here, what you need to do is you have to go to them proactively and ask them what should I do, how should I develop my skills, and I think you have to proactively negotiate discussion with them and develop your skills. So that is the fourth variety. Fifth variety is the marketing types. So marketing types is like they present in all the conferences, they publish, etc. All those things they'll be doing. They'll be very pretty famous guys, and when you're with them, you need to fulfill their orders. They will tell you to present in this conference, publish this article, and do that, do this. It will be very brainstorming and exhaustive working with them. But at the end of it, they will make you exactly like them, and you will also become famous in future. You imbibe that personality. I even work with such people, such kind of people in demands. So even that is good, I feel. So at the end of it, you also follow their path and all those things. You get used to it. How do you know how to publish at the same time? Even though they get you many times out of the comfort zone and rip you off, you learn at the end. So ideally, you should work with these kind of people, I feel. So that is about 5. Number 6 is scientist types. Scientist types are like, let's do this and we'll see how it is changing the outcome. Let's do this and let's devise this. So these kind of people are also there. So they try to innovate something. They try to always try new drugs which is coming into the market. They try to do latest equipment. They try to buy, and then they might be, but they don't want to project their work outside. But they constantly try to develop their skills. So these are when you be with them, you need to actually work with them, and you should support them in the process of developing something. And these are the kind of guys who build some kind of innovative mind in you. You might develop some patents in future. You might end up in some top American university in future. So these are if you get these are very rare kind of people. But if you get a chance to work with such people, you are a very lucky fellow. Let's come to number 7 type. Is the bragging type. They always brag about themselves. They'll tell, whenever the student I got a gold medal, whenever the student I got this, I did that, I did this. But now they wouldn't be doing much. When you are with such a kind of person, then you have to listen to the story and you just move on and do your work. And these kind of people usually end up telling the same story multiple times, but you need to end up listening to them. And because if you tell that you have told the story already before and I've heard the story before, they might get offended. And so what you should do is just listen and with a smile, because you're a student now, and then they'll finish the story and then that's it. Usually they're harmless people. Most of them are good people. They just brag about themselves. Okay, no major harm in that. Number 8 is the leader types. Leadership will be built in them, and so they usually motivate people. And if you are try to listen to these kind of people and follow them if you can. And so what they do is they working with them might be a little overwhelming, because they will be having very high energy levels, and your energy level might not match with them, and initially you might have a problem. But I suggest you improve your energy levels. You can check out some YouTube videos on how to improve your energy levels, and it depends on the food and your exercise and your mind and everything. You can build the equal energy to them, and you can collaborate with them. So they'll teach you what is leadership. So you learn a better man management, dealing, multitasking, and those things you learn with them. So that is one variety. Okay, and number 9 is dictator types. So dictator types are kind of HODs who act with confidence. Usually many men and women also are there like this, and they do stuff with confidence, and they can't. The problem is when you are with such kind of people, they can't take no as an answer. So whatever they say, you have to listen and try not to telling no to them, because people who are very confident in their lives and little the dictator types, they cannot accept no. Okay, so try to balance at the same time, don't lose your work life balance doing everything what they're telling. So what you need to do is you have to do some of the things. If you really don't have time for that, just be silent and tell an indirect no to them. So like that you have to manage, because they will be very authoritative, so you can't go really against them. So most of the time what happens is, if your HOD is also a superintendent or a, what is that, director of a hospital also, usually this kind of situation comes. So then you are like too small in front of them, you can't talk. At the same time you can't do everything they tell, you'll be stuck in a situation like that. What you do is do whatever is possible, and then if you cannot do, you just be silent and tell an indirect no. Okay, so number 10 is the partiality types. Partiality types is like when there are a group of people, then they scold one person, they praise one person, depending on their interest. Different people have different interests. I don't want to go into details of that, then it becomes controversial. And if you are stuck in such kind of a situation, then have some patience. Have some patience. Time will solve most of the things. Okay, things will settle with time, and usually those people they have a fluctuating kind of interest. Sometimes they like one person and then they'll be pro towards them. After some time they lose interest on that person, and then they come more, maybe your time might come and they will start developing some interest towards you. So somehow their characterization will be in such a way that they start focusing on one person only. So rather than generalizing everybody into one common team or something, such kind of people are also there. So better just have patience here. Even if you get irritated, have patience. Time will solve most of the things. So these are the different types of HODs and professors and consultants I can think about. And there might be more varieties, but most of them fall into one of these categories. So this is how I think you need to act. And if you're smart enough, you'll act like this. And rather than confronting with them and having some kind of controversies and all, which are not good for your growth, just focus on developing skills. Be smart. Do whatever is required to survive for these 3 years, and just go from that place. That's how you should be. Okay. Understand the psychology of the other person and behave according to that. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for following this video. As usual, Dr. Dheeraj Masapu logging off. Roger that.